We're not going to have a snap election, not just yet, but Poilievre and Trudeau continue to battle it out. Hi, I'm Brian Lilley, political columnist for the Toronto Sun. We had a brief moment where it looked like there could be an election. The Conservatives have been promising to bring forward a non-confidence motion at the earliest opportunity. Early Wednesday morning, they released a wording of that motion, and it was pretty straightforward. The House does not have confidence in the Prime Minister or the government. Very simple. Nothing fancy about it, no mention of the carbon tax. You think that would make it difficult for the NDP or the Bloc to vote against that motion and support the government, but no, they both say they will support the Trudeau government, the one that they've been decrying as being awful. We know why the Bloc's doing this. They want to get more money for Quebec. They want to squeeze something out of Justin Trudeau at your expense. But the NDP, it makes no sense. They're still denouncing the Trudeau government as awful, as not doing anything for Canadians, as being beholden to corporate interests, and yet they will back them. So it's all a little confusing. Meanwhile, in the House of Commons, Poilievre and Trudeau continue to battle it out. Poilievre taking shots at the NDP, taking shots at the Bloc, but also pointing out the Prime Minister's record and how bad things are after 9 years, and also poking a little fun out of reports that Justin Trudeau played clips of the Rocky movies to try and get the Liberal caucus on side, basically saying that Trudeau is Rocky and the underdog in a big fight.
He can try to call himself Rocky Balboa and play fight songs to aggrandize himself as the star. But the people lined up at food banks, 2 million of them every month, know better. The people who are living in the 1,800 Ontario tent encampments know better. The 35 homeless encampments in Halifax, the people there know better. They know that we need to fire this costly carbon tax coalition so we can elect a common sense government that will bring it home for them.
So some fun at the beginning of that clip, but real policy questions in there about how bad things are for Canadians after 9 years of the Trudeau government. What's Trudeau's response? He claims that it's all fake concern coming from Pierre Poilievre.
Speaker, he sure loves to declaim about vulnerable people and perform his empathetic supposed concern. But the reality is he is using vulnerable people for his own political gains.
Now, all week, the Liberals have been pointing out things like the fact that inflation is down at 2%. This OECD report says this. We're the best at the G7 in that. Here's the reason that none of that's going to resonate. You can't eat an OECD report. Nobody, when they're looking at the state of the economy and what their personal finances are like, says, oh, well, things aren't good for me, but how do we compare to the G7? That's not how people operate. And as for inflation, it's down to 2%, which means prices are still rising, just not as much. And what's the biggie? Food costs 25% more than it did just, 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago? That is what people are concerned about. That is what is still getting them. And no amount of pointing to some alphabet group on the international stage is going to make Canadians feel better. They feel bad about the economy. They blame the government. That's why Poilievre is smart to stick on this issue, to stick on the carbon tax, which is going to go up again in April, and continue to hammer the Trudeau Liberals. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. Share this on social media. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel.